What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Wicked Sports. This is a recap of the Buffalo Bills and Chiefs playoff game in the divisional round. Maybe the best playoff game ever. Let's talk about it. So the Kansas City Chiefs defeated the Buffalo Bills 42-36 in overtime to secure their advancement to the AFC Championship game. And let me tell you, this was one of the most exciting games I've ever seen. I spent a lot of time this weekend, I don't know if fantasizing the right word, but thinking over if I'd be more disappointed to not make the playoffs or to do what the Green Bay Packers and Tennessee Titans did, which was make the playoffs as a 1 seed, have home field advantage throughout the playoffs and a bye week, and lose the first game that I played. I'll say that I know for a fact losing in dramatic fashion after, trading blows with a team that has gone to the Super Bowl last year, won the Super Bowl the year before, and getting eliminated in overtime would be probably the best way to get eliminated. I feel like if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, there's certainly things to be upset about. The defense completely collapsing after the 2-minute warning, but there's so much to be excited about going forward that this probably isn't the worst case scenario. So on top of that, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, everyone's saying it, and I totally agree. The next Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning. Oh my God, these guys are so good. They're so good that it kind of makes me feel, as a Dolphins fan, a little silly for being overly concerned about, how the Dolphins are going to address their various needs, including head coach and quarterback heading into next season, because unless we have somebody on the talent level of Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen, it feels pointless to worry about it, because how you ever going to get past these two in the playoffs? This is their division for the next 10 years, barring anything crazy happening. So Bills fans, has to be tough. I know it's tough, but you can hold your head up high because while they did not win this year, bright things are on the horizon for this team, and it's because of Josh Allen. that guy is unbelievable. Speaking of, he went 27 of 37 for 329 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Patrick Mahomes went 33 of 44 for 378 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions. He also added 7 carries for 60 yards and a touchdown on the ground. The big story of this game is the back and forth nature of the last 2 minutes. They were trading touchdowns, and then with 13 seconds left, Gabriel Davis catches his 4th touchdown of the night. He's a star in the making too, if this game, is indicative of his future. And the Bills go up 36-33 with 13 seconds left. And I think at that point, you have to be pretty confident that the Bills are going to win that game. And instead of squib kicking, which I think even Tony Romo said on the broadcast, that was probably the right move, they instead decided to just kick it off regularly. It went back for a touchback. Patrick Mahomes gets 2 quick big gains, sets up a 48-yard field goal. That gets just completely drilled. And since it's overtime, and I know a lot of people were complaining about the overtime rules, and I will count myself among them. It was very obvious that going into overtime, whichever one of these teams who are just so dialed in won the coin toss, were going to win the game. I don't know how to fix it, because it's always going to be unfair unless you just add like a 5th quarter to the game, because let's say Chiefs score, Bills have the chance to match, Bills match, and then what do? It's just sudden death again. Chiefs score again, people are going to be like, well, the Bills could have matched that. So I don't know. Smarter people at the league offices who make way more money than I do are going to have to figure it out, because I think that this new overtime, well better than the first one to score wins, which led to a lot of like lame short drives for field goals, is not ideal. And I think people get especially turned off about this. We saw the same thing when the Chiefs lost to the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. What was that, 4 years ago now? I think it was the 2018 AFC Championship game where the Chiefs, had a big lead. Patriots came back. Chiefs tied it at the end. We went into overtime. Chiefs never touched the ball again. Tom Brady does what he does, led a touchdown drive to send them to the Super Bowl. And the Chiefs actually submitted a rule change in that offseason, and it was rejected. So, I don't know. We got to do something here because people are not happy, and people didn't want to see that game end that way. I know I certainly didn't. Obviously, there's a lot you can point to other than the coin toss. The Bills really did just completely implode on defense. You shouldn't give up a field goal when the other team's starting at their own 25 with 13 seconds left, regardless of how many timeouts are left. But that's exactly what they did. That, to me, is probably the bigger thing and a huge indictment against Leslie Frazier, who's their defensive coordinator, for calling defenses that allowed that to happen. So the Chiefs are going to the AFC Championship game, where I do believe they will beat the Bengals. I said before that this, to me, was the AFC Championship game between the Bills and the Chiefs because the way both teams were operating going into this weekend, it's essentially whoever was going to win between Tennessee and Cincinnati was going to be running face first into a buzzsaw. And maybe the Bengals can keep up, but I honestly don't think so. I know the Bengals already beat the Chiefs, but that was at home. This is going to be in Arrowhead Stadium. And I think it's going to be kind of similar to last year's AFC Championship game where the Bills hung in there at first, but the Chiefs eventually pulled away. So either way, congratulations to the Chiefs for advancing to the AFC Championship game. And like I said, if you're a Bills fan, this one sucks for sure, but Josh Allen's so good. That team's young. They're really good. They have playoff experience now. Watch out. Hopefully it's not exactly like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady in the early years where Tom Brady completely had his number, because I wouldn't hate seeing a more even rivalry as their rivalry became in the later years of Peyton Manning. So that's it. Congratulations, Chiefs, Bills fans. Nothing, sucks today, but future's bright. Dolphins fans, if you're watching this sucks. This is not great for us, but fun game to watch. Maybe the best ever. The playoffs, there's always great games like this. So reminded me a lot of the Packers and Cardinals, 10 years ago now, Aaron Rodgers' first playoff game. It was 51-45. Regardless, we'll see what happens. I'm picking the Chiefs to win the AFC Championship game. Could be wrong, but let's see. Thank you so much for checking out this video. If you liked it, please subscribe. We have coverage of the NFL, NBA, and NHL on this channel, and we're going to add the MLB, provided they play this season, coming up. This channel is youtube.com/WickedGoodSports if you're just listening to the audio version. Main channel is youtube.com/WickedGoodEverything. We are on Twitter at WickedGoodSport or at WGEverything, Instagram WickedGoodEverything, Twitch at twitch.tv/WickedGoodEverything, and on TikTok, search WickedGoodEverything, search WickedGoodSports. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.